Hello again, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Game Pass Grab Bag, your weekly podcast reviewing games from the Game Pass collection. Bring you three new perspectives from varying skill range. I am the one who helps Stella get her groove back, Andrew. With me, our beatless master, Keith.
Hello.
And the tone deaf, Liz.
Hey guys.
And this week, we decided to check out the brand new game Hi-Fi Rush by Tango Gameworks. Hi-Fi Rush is a third-person hack-and-slash platformer where you're playing a young person named Jai who is signed up for a program to get a new robotic arm. And of course, things don't go as planned, and he is now hunted by the corporation that gave him that arm. But going around, Liz, was this a game or pass for you?
This was a game for me. There are a lot of games that we've played that are heavily music-based, and some of them I have very much disliked. I mean, if you think about like Wander Song, the one that shall not be named by me, that I got a little feisty with. Jack Black has been in a couple.
Well, you're probably thinking of Psychonauts, and that was just a musical level.
No, Jack Black.
Oh, you mean Brutal Legend? Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
I actually didn't think about this.
Yeah, but there was that one with that famous actor and stuff. We've done quite a few.
Yeah, I actually didn't think about that.
Yeah, and so like they're kind of like a mixed bag for me, and I really did like this. I thought the story was going to go a different way, and I wouldn't like the story, but I ended up liking it. And I think I would have had more fun with the gameplay. It would have been less repetitive if I had done more combos, but creature of habit. So it's my fault. But overall, I had a fun time. I booted up quite a bit, paid way more than I had to. So that's definitely a game for me.
So I liked Hi-Fi Rush when I started it. I didn't end up beating it. And
I was surprised to see how much time you put into it.
Honestly, by the time I was done with it, I was pretty done with it. And it's unfortunate because there's so many good things about it. I'm probably going to be run off of the internet because I'm not singing praises for Hi-Fi Rush because I think that's the only thing you're allowed to do from what I've read. But I think it's a good platformer, action game, hack and slash. I hate the rhythm aspect of it. I think it is such a gimmick, and I'll get into it. I think it ended up being the ruiner for the game for me. Wow. So ultimately, it became a pass.
So I'm going to give it a definite game. Now, I had a hard time first giving this a definite game because I agree. I don't think this game is for everyone, but I think everyone should try it because there are, some handful of like rhythm-based games. The most other recent one that came to Game Pass was Metal Hellsinger, which is a first-person shooter where you're kind of shooting at the rhythm. I tried that for a little bit, and I was like, oh, okay. I was enjoying it, but I was like, this is pretty difficult. Hi-Fi Rush, to me, has a much more lower accessibility bar. This game offers a ton of accessibilities. So even though I don't think this game is for everyone, I would highly recommend everyone at least play it just to see if it's for you. Because at first I wasn't, I was kind of with you, Keith, of like, the rhythm stuff's kind of gimmicky. By the end of it, I freaking loved it. I thought it was a ton of fun. I loved the beat aspect to it. I thought this game just has so much character, so much color. To me, this game was just a blast of a ride. So I highly recommend this game.
Keith, is that a green tea, Arizona? Is that what you're drinking?
It is an Arizona green tea.
I used to drink those all the time.
You got to stock up before they get expensive.
Yeah, I don't. It doesn't have the 99-cent tag on it. I paid $1.25. I'm not happy about it.
I feel like if the world ever comes to the end, those are going to be like gold bars. If you have an Arizona iced tea.
I mean, I'd be wrong now, and I don't know anything really about cryptocurrencies or stable coins, but I had said a long time ago that they should be the value of a stable coin to represent the U.S. dollar as a staple at 99 cents. But who knows now? I don't know. Apparently times are tough, and they're getting pricey. But we digress.
Yep. But anyway, so the story of Hi-Fi Rush, like I said, you were playing this young guy named Chai who signed up for this program called the Strong Arm Project for this company called Vandelay. And essentially they take one of your arms and give you a robotic enhanced arm. So he is getting this robotic arm in hopes to become a rock star and use this arm to help his musical career. But things don't go right. His music player ends up getting infused in his heart And because of that, he now sees the beat of the world and everything is run on a rhythm. And the company has a zero defect policy. So to the company, he is a defect and must be removed. So you got to take it in your hands to fight your way out.
Yeah, which right out of the... That's not the saying.
So right out of not the saying.
Right out of the gate. That's not the saying I was going to say, but that fits, I guess. I was a little skeptical of his character because for some reason, a lot of times the protagonists in games like this, TV shows, they're the worst character. And he comes in, cutting in line, acting like a brat. Then, like, when the cat turns up, he doesn't even ask to take the cat. He's just like, oh, well, it's bonded with me now, so he's hanging out with me. Doesn't even ask. Like, that's somebody's, like, robot cat.
Yeah, somebody made it. It's mine now.
I like that, like, when he first finds out that he's a defect, there's, like, no worries about it. And I'm just like, what is this character? But I really thought that I was going to end up disliking him. But I like that everybody just makes fun of him the whole time.
Oh, he's the biggest lovable idiot.
Yeah, because there's so many, like, protagonists, like, that I really... Like, for instance, like, Scrubs. The main guy in Scrubs. I'm like, he should not be the main character. He's the worst.
Yeah.
And, but I like that they made it the worst and they made it funny. Because this game is really funny. And also another thing that I was skeptical about. The other thing I was skeptical about in the beginning was, like, the obsession with cat butts. Which you tweeted about. Because I think I played it first, right?
Yep.
So, I mean, right away, there's, like, the cat licking its butt. As cats do. But then, like,
that's
on,
a
like,
robot cat. Why would a robot cat need to lick its butt?
I know, but then, like, in between segments, there's
still.
Yeah,
Its heart recharges.
Ew. There's like music coming out of the cat's butt during, but they didn't go too far with it. That was it.
Yeah.
I thought it was about to get like real weird.
No cat buttholes. But
I mean, it could have just been like a charging port.
That's It's just cleaning its charging port. It's a very odd place to put it on a robot cat. But then again, where would you put a charging port on a robot cat?
I have no idea. I mean, it seems like they have some pretty good tech. They probably have wireless charging for their cats. For their
They can
robot
appear
cats.
out of thin air. Like, I don't think they need them.
I guess that's a good point. But no, I loved the story of Hi-Fi Rush. The characters that you meet along the way are awesome.
I think we can all agree that Cinnamon is the best.
Cinnamon is the best.
There's
I
one
do love
point
Cinnamon.
I was like, am I imagining this? He like waved to the gamer.
Yeah.
And I was just like, this is the cutest thing I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, I love Cinnamon. He keeps drawing on his face for different facial expressions. His lines are great. But every character is just so likable. Like this could 100% be a TV show. I wouldn't be surprised if this ends up being a TV show just because I feel like all the pieces are here to make kind of a good show. But the characters were so interesting, and you are, once again, this is a platformer, so you're doing a lot of running down halls, jumping and whatnot, but there's a lot of banter going on between you and the other characters. And I always felt like the story's kind of progressing. Yes, the story to me at the end wasn't this crazy like story, super intricate, but it was a fun ride of a story.
Yeah, it was definitely one of those games where I appreciated the characters as a whole more than what was actually happening. I don't know how close I was to the end, but I was just about to fight Corsica, I think's her name. So I think
you're past halfway. I'd say that.
Yeah, so I was at least well enough in. I know what the story was, and it didn't seem like it was going to be anything wowing. But I 100% agree, actually, though, that all of the characters were actually really great. And it, like Peppermint just constantly roasting Chai was maybe one of the best things. And I'm just now realizing that they all have food names.
I was saying that to Liz because I was trying to, not all of them. Corsica didn't.
Right.
But yeah, there's kale, mimosa, chai,
Macaron.
It's macaron, but obviously I'm assuming they try to make it mean like macaroon.
Yeah, and then cinnamon, chai.
Cinnamon,
He's a
peppermint.
Sweet guy.
Yeah.
Macaron.
But then you still had Rekka, Zora. So like some of them weren't food names.
True.
So that's why I was kind of curious too. I'm like, was there like some sort of connection to people who had food names and people who didn't have food names?
All the good people had food names.
No, Mimosa was one of the bad guys. Kale is the main bad guy.
Oh.
Which I'm almost at Mimosa.
Yep.
I think I was playing a little bit right before we recorded. But I mean, there were some things that like, so I watched the ending because Andrew beat it in front of me. There were some things that I got like a little wrong, but I think overall I kind of guessed the story, like what's going to happen.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't say that there's any crazy like plot twists.
There isn't, but I was okay with that because that was the thing too. I was like, there was some moments where I'm like, oh, is this game going to do that? And I'm like, no. Like you could kind of feel the vibe of this game. You're like, it's not going to do that, and it didn't. So there was a couple of moments I was nervous about of some characters, and I'm like, no, they won't do that.
That ended up going well, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I was like, no, this is this kind of game, but the story just I don't know. I like the characters. I love the cutscenes. The cutscenes are phenomenal in this game. There's a handful that are like action based and they're super well choreographed, like, and they're just like a fun time just to watch. Like I 100% hope this actually does become like some sort of TV show.
Well, I also like too that so you're meeting robots along the way, and then there was a detective type robot, and there was some,
it was a reference to one of their old games.
Yeah, and there was a dude guy type robot.
The Tex,
yeah, which I really liked, and so like even like the little vacuum robots, just like
scrubbies.
Even they had a little bit of personality, so it just like it was really cute. I'm a sucker for cute robots.
Yeah,
and then of course like I mean. Our daughter loves robots.
Oh yeah,
so,
she loved watching this game.
Robot.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, this is a very easy game to play in front of young kids because you're just fighting robots. It's super colorful. There's little to no language, no gore. So this is easy to play in front of little kids. Yeah, our daughter loved watching me play this game.
And I think the main character isn't too far fetched because I feel like. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I feel like most people know someone who has no common sense. They're like, oh, that looks like a trap. And they're like, I don't care. It'll be fine. But just like, for me, I'm just like, yeah, I've met people like him.
Yeah. Oh, no. His was just like, overconfidence. No, the only thing far-fetched about him is how indestructible he is. There's numerous times he's going through concrete walls, going through explosions, getting launched in the air. And he's supposed to be a human with just a robot arm. But this guy is wildly indestructible.
No, Andy has the thing where his heart is.
Oh, and his heart, yes. But that still doesn't protect his head and his other limbs.
I killed him quite a few
run
times.
by an MP3 player.
Which I love. It's like an old school like Apple iPod like MP3 player.
I will say, no, I had one of those. I think it was RCA MP3 players because I didn't have any money in high school, and it was like I feel like it was like one of the first things I bought myself when I started working, and that thing was indestructible. I think I got rid of it like not too long ago, but it was stood like over a decade.
Old iPods were indestructible. They were half metal. I remember I had one that was like massively dinged up, but it worked great. Now they're all made out of glass and super fragile.
True.
But I like luckily he had an MP3 player and he didn't have like one of those crappy remember those crappy hit clips? You bought 30 seconds of a famous track that was like back in the 90s.
You know what would have been great is if they had made it a Zune.
A Zune.
I also like too that he talks about how he wants to be a rock star, and I think it was Peppermint asked him, "So do you know how to play guitar?"
Yeah, he doesn't even know how to play guitar. I love the humor in this game. This game wasn't like openly hilarious, but there was a couple of moments where I was actually cracking up pretty good. I showed like Liz a clip, and she didn't find it as funny though.
Well, and I think that it's exactly what makes him not unlikable. Like Liz said, he's kind of a jerk in some ways, but it's not so much that he's a jerk. He's just kind of an idiot. Like he's just
oblivious.
Yeah, he has no concept of what's around him. No, like he's not a person you would actually look at and enjoy being around still, like if he were a real person. But as a character in a book, game, movie, whatever it may be, you're like, oh, okay, he's a lovable idiot. And so it's very much appreciated in that way.
Did you guys get a rock star vibe from him though?
No.
Yeah.
No, not really.
I really either. I mean, at one point they call him a hipster, and I'm like,
he kind of looks emo.
It's all kind of part of his making him who he is, that he's not anything he wants to be, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, not saying that like an emo singer or guitarist can't be a rock star, but like I don't really think of emo bands as rock stars.
Yeah. No, I see what you're saying. Like I said, I think he's more kind of hipster.
Yeah.
But I mean, you still will love the character though.
But I mean, I wonder after all of this, he's gonna learn the guitar.
Oh yeah, at the very end, you see him practicing.
Spoiler!
Oh, sorry. Oh, jeez.
Is
Just
there
ruined
two
the whole
Liz's in
story.
here?
Well, maybe that's the
pulled a
DLC. It's
Liz.
just Rock Band.
Pulled a Liz, and I spoiled that he's playing guitar at the end.
I love that. So like Andrew and I, because we moved into the new house, we actually can use his Rock Band.
Yep.
Because we were traveling
nice.
so much, we'd stay in like little apartments, like little duplexes. You can't play Rock Band in it.
No. And so I was like, I've been playing Rock Band recently. Maybe I'll be good with the rhythm in this game. No, I still kind of struggle with the rhythm in this game. But the overall gameplay, as we said, it's a third-person hack and slash. So you're using a lot of X and Y between light and heavy attacks. You got to dodge, you got to parry, you got to grappling. But you are essentially going around, and you see that the world is going on a beat. Your character is snapping his finger. You see objects in the world pulsating with a beat. You have your cat robot that's floating by your head that's showing a beat. And so this entire combat is based off of this beat. And obviously the beat changes a little bit with each level. There's different songs or different boss fights, so it's a little bit faster tempo. But essentially every time you're attacking, your character will always attack on the beat. And you are supposed to try to hit X on the beat to get extra damage bonus. Now, this is why I recommend this game for everyone, because unlike some maybe other rhythm games, you don't have to be on the beat. You just get rewarded. So this is a game you could be like me and just be really bad at a beat in general and have no rhythm at all, but you're still able to function through this game and play it. It just is more rewarding if you can do the beat.
Yeah, so I played on normal, and there's a boss or two. They're not even bosses. There's like one specific enemy, the samurai guy, that I always struggled with. And I beat him without turning on like the auto help thing. But I knew I could beat him, but I kept failing at one point. And then I was just like, I just want to move forward. And so for him, I would turn it on, which is actually really helpful. But he's one of the parry ones, enemies. And
Yep.
I actually thought I was going to hate the parry in this because I feel like I'm saying it wrong. Parry?
No, you're saying it right.
It just sounds wrong. Like I don't know. And I actually didn't mind it a lot of the time. There was actually, I took like not a screenshot. A
clip.
Yeah, I took a clip at one point because I did so good that I couldn't believe it. Because for me, like I QuickTime events have me like all types of nervous. Like
Every
guys
game you
know
always
that.
complain about them.
Yeah, and so for me, I was actually enjoying it, which is crazy. And at one point, I was like, I am not going to believe that I did that. So I recorded the clip.
What about you, Keith? Don't you hate QuickTime events, Keith?
No, not really. I like them in the right setting, or like in the right burst. I don't want like the whole game to be a quick time event.
Yeah.
And that's where I struggled with this game is I felt like, okay, if I'm doing more rhythm, I want a more guided rhythm based game. This is where I got, I think, most hung up. Now I will say I was trying to play through it on very hard. I don't know why.
Thanks. I did hard, and I swear she went with very hard the first time. It goes easy, normal, hard, very hard.
Maybe I went with hard then. I went with the one that it didn't change the timing, but it just increased the enemy difficulty and stuff.
That might just be hard.
Maybe, but I normally do just play on normal. But I was like, I don't know. I think like even with the rhythm, I was never great at Rock Band, but I was decent enough. I was like, I figured I could do it. But the whole concept of the timing doesn't matter, but it matters, kind of is what drove me nuts. And like I used the little precision bar thing at the bottom because I liked being able to visualize something. But yes, I know the world is pulsing. I know all of these things are visually happening. You don't pay attention to that. You're paying attention to the battle. And none of the battle happens in any rhythm. You have 3 or 4 enemies that are all attacking you out of sync, off timing. None of their timing makes sense. So you're trying to time out these little precision attacks, you're closing circles, and you're getting walloped on. And it doesn't flow good. For me, if I want rhythm built into my fighting, I want more quick time events, kind of like the Samurai one. And the Samurai one was what drove me to quit ultimately. I guess I could have turned on, some of the accessibility settings and what have you, but I was just so irritated with it. I was like I think it was like 10 or 12 times in a row I just kept dying.
Well, Andrew
and
said
having
you
to
can't
restart.
on hard.
What's that?
Andrew said you can't turn the accessibility on hard. You actually have to change the difficulty. Only on normal can you do that, which is kind of frustrating.
Yeah, the accessibility list is talking about is there's an accessibility where it's all things are kind of mapped to one button. So normally X light attack, Y heavy attack, B parry, right bumper dodge. But if you could turn accessibility where everything's just kind of put to one button.
I did so bad with the samurai, it actually came up like, you're struggling, like you should do the.
Yeah.
So that's why I tried
I was
it.
waiting for that to happen on it for me, honestly.
Yeah, you could have lowered the game mid-game. You could have lowered the
Yeah.
difficulty mid-game.
And I knew I could have. And it's one of those things that it's weird because it was like I kind of knew I wasn't going to beat the game anyway, so I don't know why I was worried about committing to the achievement for beating it on hard or whatever. But it was just one of those things that it didn't make sense to me, and I just think that it sucks because the gameplay is the gameplay. The fighting would be fun to me as a hack and slash. The combos are good. They're very easy to do. I was actually doing a lot of the combos, but take the rhythm aspect out of it, in my opinion, because I think it just convolutes everything that you're trying to do within the game, and it just made it not fun for me, honestly.
I'm actually glad that you brought up, Keith, about how you're not really paying attention to the beat when you're playing when you're fighting, because Andrew mentioned like you can see the rhythm in so many different areas, but when I'm fighting I can't see any of it. I'm like just completely fixated, so for me I felt like that wasn't helpful at all, so it was kind of more like guesswork for me.
So the thing that helped me, so while I'm running around the map and exploring, you have an icon. Your character will say a note, like, and you hear a crowd cheer a little bit. That means you hit on the beat. So even when you're not fighting, when you're jumping, dodging, you can still do that on the beat. So I would, while I'm exploring, practice the beat. So I would normally do my dodge, because if you can dodge on the beat, you can do a triple dash. And so, like, the entire time I'm sitting there trying to figure out the beat, so when combat comes, I kind of have a muscle memory of what the beat is kind of doing. But like I said, anytime your character attacks, you attack on the beat. So that's the other thing, too, of I could actually visualize my character swinging, and I'm like, okay, that's the beat. And then I start doing my combo that way. And Keith, you said enemies just randomly attack, but the enemies actually do attack on the beat as well. But that being said, when there's like 6 enemies... they may be attacking on a beat, but, there's 6 enemies and they're just all kind of throwing stuff at you. So it's kind of hard to be like, oh, they're attacking on the beat. But it helps you at least when you're trying to parry like some of the bigger guys. But they do attack on a beat. But it's definitely something you got to get like a muscle memory of. And for me, the best aid was the audio. Like I said, because when you hit the beat, you hear a crowd going, hey, hey, kind of thing like that.
Saying chai.
They're saying, yeah, well, they say multiple things. They say like, hey, chai, and then like, there's something else, and then eventually they start cheering. They do say like some other things, but yeah, you could at least, for me, anytime I heard that audio, I knew I was doing it. But I'm with you, Keith. And for the longest time, I did not realize, I saw so many videos of a visual bar on the bottom that'll do a beat, like show you the beat. I did not know how to turn that on. I kept looking through the menus and options.
Yeah,
I just
it told
assumed
you in the tutorial.
Yeah, at the very beginning, yeah.
See, I just assumed
literally
since I was on hard, I didn't get that bar. Then I found out it's the backspace, the back button that turned it on. And I was literally on like the second to last level when I figured that out. And I was like, oh, well, I've been going this far without it, so I just haven't been using it then.
Yeah, I used it. It didn't really help me as much as I was hoping it would help me, but I did use it. And it turns itself off every time you die. So I would turn it on and then I would die and then I would forget to turn it on and then be like, oh crap, I'm about to turn it on. And I don't know. It was moderately helpful, because even then, like, I didn't feel like the beat was changing much. I could just see it at the bottom of the thing, and it was just like 1 2 1 2 1. Like, it just seemed like the same constant rhythm. So even that, I was like, I don't know if I felt like there was times where it was like really like you were supposed to like lay on the heavy attacks, and it was like a slow proceeding beat, but it was always just go, 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 go. It was hack and slash. Hack and slash and rhythm don't go to hand in hand to me. And it's
I
don't think it
disagree.
makes sense. See, because now I will counter myself already and understand that in your Souls-like games that they're very much a dance, and so there is a rhythm to them, but it's not. But it's an actual rhythm that changes throughout the fight, because you typically are fighting like big enemies, right? For one, like one big enemy. So you have focus on that. And then they have 3 or 4 varying attacks. Whereas, like I said, in these fights, you have largely 4 or 5 robots coming at you, just throwing a barrage of attacks that nothing felt rhythm other than me just hacking and slashing, not dancing in rhythm.
There's been other hack and slash games that we've played. I don't remember which ones they were, but I know this has been a new mechanic in other hack and slashes of when you hit somebody, right when your sword hits a character, if you hit X again, like your character will do like another faster follow-up attack. So like there's been other hack and slashes that kind of do that. And that's essentially what this game's doing, of when you hit, just hit again on that beat and you'll do the same thing over and over again. Like I even think a Dynasty Warriors did that mechanic once at one point where like it actually did a better attack when you hit it on rhythm. So I don't think it's completely out of left field that a rhythm type thing like this is in a hack and slash.
I just think the way that it plays out, though, it's too just constantly hacking and slashing, not not trying to be in sync with anything.
But I gotta say, I love the grapple arm. That's probably my favorite gadget in this game.
Yeah, especially so whenever there are those bomb throwing like flying enemies,
Yeah.
I'd immediately go for those every single time. And I would use it so much in combat. Like when I first got it, I'm like, oh, I probably won't use that. And then I use it all this thing.
Which is great. Any game we play, if there's flying enemies, they're the bane of your existence.
Yeah.
But the fact that you have this grapple arm.
Oh, it was amazing. Every once in a while, I'd miss and accidentally do another enemy. Same with so when you're in combat, you can use the friends that are helping you, and they have abilities that are useful against certain enemies. And I use those all the time too.
Yeah.
And so for me, I utilized all of that.
And the targeting I found actually pretty impressive. So like Peppermint, she has pistols. She's good at breaking out shields. Macaroon is a heavy, beefy guy. He's good at breaking out armor. And then you have guy who can get rid of. And then you have a third member who can take out flames. I won't say the name.
Spoilers.
Yeah, because then I realized I was like, I probably shouldn't say the person's name. But yeah. So each of these people kind of give like a special kind of mixture to the fight, which is also another thing that I loved about the combat. I felt like the game was constantly changing its flow, because this game is giving you a ton of tutorial, but to me, it was a constant drip feed, and it wasn't overwhelming. It was like, hey, now let's learn how to dodge. Hey, now, like, first it was like, well, let's learn about rhythm. Let's learn about dodge. Now here's your grapple arm. You know, here's your first teammate. This is what they do. Now here's how to parry. Like, it was constantly just feeding me these little things that I felt made the gameplay feel so fresh.
Well, I think with what Keith disliked earlier, I didn't notice it as much because when playing on normal, I mean, it's really easy, especially with the beginner enemies.
Yeah.
But the samurai, it was more just the parry. I don't know what it was about that particular enemy, but besides that, it was actually really easy. So when it comes to like the rhythm and stuff, I honestly just tried my best, but I always still won because I didn't need to worry too much. But the auto thing that you turn on, the assisting friends that have the different abilities, it does that automatically too.
Oh, wow.
Which is really weird. So all of a sudden, like, I'm switching like left trigger to get to the enemy, to get to the friend that I want, and all of a sudden, like, it just starts doing all 3 of them at once, and I'm just like, I didn't touch anything with the right trigger. So it's really weird.
Oh, I know exactly why the samurai was hard. Because any of these big monsters you fight will kind of do like a quick time event where you're supposed to do like a parry rhythm fight. But the samurai has one where it isn't staged, and he just goes to town on you.
Yeah, and he goes through you when you're still working on the other enemies. And I tried to parry that, and I couldn't, and it knocks your health down. So for me, I didn't really know what to do when he did that. And if he did it too much, obviously, like, it would knock my health too far.
See, both of those were at least those weren't my issue. Is the funny thing is my issue was his timed event every time.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because is like when he would go into that purple spiky mode or whatever it was, like his like basically I called it Thorns mode. You just didn't attack him. You just stayed away from him, and he didn't attack
Thorns
you.
mode. What?
When he would,
before he does like the quick time thing, like the lightning.
Yeah, he gets all like
spiky.
spiky.
The beat, he gets all spiky.
And then,
but for me, I had trouble getting him spiky. There was one time that I was fighting him, and
samurai?
he just kept going through. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he gets like I thought it was yellow spiky. You said
it might
purple?
be, yeah, but yeah, he gets.
Oh, where he parries all of your attacks.
Yeah, is that's what you were talking about with where he's because he parries all of your attacks, and then you basically have to parry back.
Yeah. It's
So
that
there's-
event. Yeah, he doesn't like pause the game. That's what I was talking about.
But if
It's
you
not
just,
like a
if you
pause
just don't
moment.
attack him during that, he just doesn't parry anything. You can stay away from him, and he just sits there and swipes at the air and does nothing.
Yeah.
The dash, also annoying, but you can time that out with a dash if you just dash out of the way at the last second. But what drove me nuts about his quick time event, this is where I struggled the worst, is there's not enough setup time. Like, I can hear the beat in my head. It's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. It's there, it's ingrained in my skull, but you don't have time to hit it quick enough because it's like he goes into it, you see it happen, and he lunges. Even if you're on the B button, I don't do well with like that type of quick time reaction.
Yeah.
And every time I would just be just enough off time. I could do it. I hit it, I think, one time and one time only. All of the other ones seem to like give you a half a second pause before it would start the timer to make you do it. But his was just so fast that I could never time it properly. It drove me bonkers.
Well, my tip for people who are struggling with this, so you have a character. Your character has what's called a reverb bar, and it's essentially like a power up meter. If you're hitting stuff on combo, you get batteries, and you can do a special attack. The special attacks you could carry 2. Once you get the upgrade, you can carry 2. The 2 I did was Pick Me Up, which is it takes 2 reverb bars and you drink and almost fill up full health. Super helpful, especially if you're playing harder difficulties, because health isn't that frequent. And then the other one I did was Guitar Ride, which, as you can tell, you literally ride your guitar around. But the great thing about Guitar Ride is you can grab an enemy, and if you grab them just right, they're stuck on you. So I could actually kill the samurai one hit, and it completely ignore any of those quick time events. That's how I found a way to beat him, is
So
do the
you
Guitar
cheesed it.
Ride. I mean, a little bit, but those literally were the only 2 special moves I used the entire game, was Pick Me Up and Guitar Ride. Because I was doing a lot of the other special ones where it's like, oh, it takes 4 reverb bars. Like, this is a really powerful attack. But it was hard to catch the samurai because naturally he is far. Like, he usually keeps his distance from you and then does a quick lunge attack at you. So a lot of the special attacks you're doing are close range. So by the time I set it up and did the event, he's completely out of range and it just misses. And if I did catch him, it usually wasn't powerful enough to kill him. But Guitar Slide would. If you just catch him, you could just ride him around and kill him. So those are my pro tips.
Which I feel like
I
you
don't
told
have
me
any pro
yesterday.
tips other than I just stopped playing. So
Pro tip, stop playing.
There's something that's a little nitpicky with the gameplay, because the game, it's not crazy long. I mean, I didn't finish it, but I kind of wish that the game was like a little bit more linear. So a lot of the times there'll be like 2 directions that you can go. So you go through one, it's a dead end, and there's always arrows, so you know which one is like the proper way to go.
Yeah.
But you know there's gonna be loot and graffiti that I'm gonna miss because I got a ridiculously low amount of them. Like, I think I'm almost at most. I only got like 6 out of 25. I'm doing really bad with that. But I wish it was more linear, because it's just like, it does kind of eat up time, especially if you're doing like a platforming one with it. And obviously you're looking around every nook and cranny because there's always hidden stuff. So that's just a little nitpicky complaint,
Yeah, there's a lot of collectibles in this game.
which I love.
Yeah.
I love looting, but
Well, and also, too, just to tell people who are start picking up this game, too, this game is also slightly Metroidvania. There will be areas you cannot access right away. So that was kind of driving me nuts, where I'm like, is there a switch somewhere that I'm supposed to find to, like, get rid of this flame wall? No, it's slightly Metroidvania. You're supposed to go back once you get certain characters. You're actually supposed to beat the game, and then you can go back and explore these areas and collect stuff. But there is quite a bit of collectibles, which I actually liked. I thought the collectibles were well hidden, but weren't crazy challenging. Like, I don't know if you noticed, but if you just pay attention, there's a lot of times like pencil mark graffiti on the walls that'll say, look up or turn
Yeah.
around, and they'll actually give you hints as to hidden treasure.
I noticed those.
Oh, you noticed it, Liz?
I did notice those.
Did you ever get lost?
No, never.
Yeah, I actually saw that they said, like, if you press left on the D-pad, it'll give you a hint to guide you where to go.
Oh, no, it
but I
did-
was like, I never found it hard to navigate.
It did happen once where it popped up like, oh, if you need to know where to go. But I was running around looking for loot, and I think the game thought that I was lost. And I hit it because I was like, Well, I mean, if you're just gonna tell me where to go,
And what'd it do?
I mean, I
it
guess.
just, it kind of, I think it, if I remember correctly, I thought it like showed like the direction, like the.
Oh, so the camera panned to the area
I
you need to go?
think so, but I think it's weird that I'm not sure. But it did help me in some way because the door was locked and there was like, oh, you need to find another way. And they were saying this while I was looting. And then so I just hit it.
Well, my little nitpicky thing, macaroon's too big. Whenever I was fighting, the guy takes up half your screen. And if you're in the middle of a fight and you summon him, there's a lot of times he would block my vision of enemies and then I would get hit. Like an enemy's trying to do attack and I'm like, oh, I'm going to get ready for a parry. But macaroon is like this massive guy. And I ended up, he would block the vision of me and seeing the character and I would miss my parry. It's like, all right, thanks, buddy.
I love that he's just a gentle giant, though.
He is.
Like, he would never purposefully get in the way.
He's just they didn't make him smaller or something. His character was also hard to aim, like, to break the shield. This is another one, like, actually a little bit of my complaint. Sometimes you're fighting enemies, that have these shields that only he can break. And sometimes you're fighting, like, 3 of those enemies. And it takes at least 2 hits for Macaroon, unless you get an upgrade perk for him. But naturally, it takes 2 hits for Macaroon to break that person's shield. So to me, like, those weren't fun moments. I'm literally running around the arena in a circle till he cools down, summon him. Crap, I missed my attack. Run around in a circle. Like, it's like his is the longest cooldown. It's like 5 or 6 seconds. So I'm just running around. Okay, swing. Okay, I damaged that guy's shield, but it's still up, so I can't do anything.
I would distract him with peppermint as well. So I would send him and then peppermint to distract him a little bit, and then.
Yeah, but those are the only combat moments that kind of irritated me. I will say too, I wasn't crazy about the platforming. I thought it was just okay. I just thought I wanted to sprint. I thought your character ran too slow.
There were lasers that you could avoid in like the sewer area. Oh, I loved when you're like zipping. And
those are cool.
Yeah.
I'm surprised you like those. I thought you would hate those moments. The rail glide segments.
I mean, I messed up a couple times, but it's very forgiving. Like when the enemies are there and you have to hit A, that was fine. I really enjoyed those.
Don't you just take damage? Like it
doesn't
knock you off, right? Yeah. So I was gonna say that's what I was gonna say too. Is it's very forgiving in that aspect. And so I thought those were the fun moments too. I genuinely preferred doing things that were not combat based, and I just thought that was more fun. I would have had more fun with like rhythm platforming.
You guys are more into the platforming, and I was more into the combat. I wanted more combat.
I thought the combat was fairly repetitive. It felt like, yes, there were some varying enemies, and I didn't play the whole game, so I'm sure I probably missed some of them. It's not that there was 2 enemies and that was it, but I felt like I would get into these little arenas, run around, hit X, 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 Y, X, Y, X, Y, X, just mash out a bunch of combos as best I could, try to avoid it like I would do with any other hack and slash, and it didn't feel special to me. And I don't, like, here's my question, because I've been thinking about this. If this game had not been a shadow dropped game, if you had seen a trailer for this game back in, E3 2019 or 2020, coming soon, huge hype, hi-fi rush, there's going to be music, there's going to be rhythm battling, it's going to be all these things. You keep seeing all these things, and then this is the product you get. Would you still be as excited about it? Because I personally don't think I would have been as excited about it. I think I immediately would have been like, oh, this is what we got after all these years of hype.
Honestly, probably not. Don't get me wrong. So this is what's amazing, that the fact that they shadow dropped this game. Like, I forgot Tango Gameworks existed, and I loved The Evil Within. Like, that's what they're known for. Those games are on Game Pass. If you played them, like, they're horror games. They're pretty scary. They're really creepy, really gory, but they're a lot of fun. They're just a typical horror survival game. But this is way out of left field for the studio, which is awesome. I will say, and so, yeah, when I saw this, I'm like, oh, yeah, I forgot about Tango Gameworks. When I saw this, I will say the art style first got me. I was like, this looks really cool. I was like, this looks like a Saturday morning cartoon. And then, yeah, when they talked about it being a rhythm-based thing, and I was just like, okay, like, it's a hack and slash. But then when they're like, yeah, it's out today, I was like, oh, yeah, I definitely want to try this then. So I do agree with you, Keith. It probably wouldn't have been as hyped, I will say, at the beginning. But I think this game is so good that a lot of people would have told their friends, been like, hey, check this game out. It actually is a lot of fun. But it's impressive that they kept this game secret. That, like there was no review copies, as far as I saw. Nobody had an early review copy of it. No one knew about this game. Like, that's usually a thing of like some people know, oh, this studio's making a game. It has a code name. And so like they know people are working on it. I heard nobody talk about Tango Gameworks. So like I forgot about them. And then when they're just like, hey, yeah, and our game's out now, it's like that. It was really cool. And so, of course, people are asking if Starfield is going to be shadow dropped. And like, there's no way. I think this is the only time a game's going to be shadow dropped from Xbox. There's no way Starfield's going to get shadow dropped.
See, I think I disagree. I think in a month and a half, everyone, and again, and I don't want to completely dog on this because it's really just, I just don't think it's as good as everyone's hyping it. That's really my biggest thing. And that's where I'm in the past section on this. But I think in 2 months, people aren't going to be talking about this game. And when it comes time for the end of 2023, I don't think this is going to be in a lot of people's game of the year. I don't think it's going to be as excited as everyone is right now about it. I think it purely is the shadow drop hype where people are just excited. Everyone wants to get on it. Hey, that's us trying to get an episode out the week it comes out. It's just that's my thing. I think that it's really just the novelty of the shadow drop that's driving the excitement, and everyone just wants to be part of it.
For me, the most exciting parts of the game are the really cute moments. There's so many, or the super funny moments that like I feel like we can't even really say because I don't want to spoil anything and also ruin it for people, because there's so many moments that you're just like, that was amazing. So I think for me, like, I obviously like never heard anything about this game. When Andrew was telling me about it, everybody's like, oh yeah, everyone's talking about it. I went into it with a blank slate.
Well, everyone did.
No, but like it had already been out, I mean.
Oh.
So, like, obviously you had already known about it. Keith had
but like a day or
already known
two,
about it.
though. Like it wasn't like too much.
Oh.
But yeah. But do you agree with?
But still, going into it though, I can see like why people are excited about different elements of the game. Like I think there'll be people who are obviously super hyped because of like the rhythm aspect and stuff. But for me, I just love the game because of the in between moments.
Yeah. See, I mean, I agree with you, Keith. Like, yes, it probably won't be anyone's game of the year because there's huge games coming out this year. I'm already trying to name it, but a new Zelda's game's coming out, Starfield's coming out, Redfall's coming out. So there's huge games coming out this year. So yes, I do agree, Keith. This may not be anyone's game of the year. It may be on my art style of the year though, because I love the art style of it. But I do agree with you, Keith. Like, I think the shadow drop did help, but I don't think the game's going to die that quick. I don't think in 2 months no one's going to be talking about it anymore.
Wait, so before you guys played it, did you guys watch did they make a trailer after it dropped?
No, there was no trailer. There was nothing.
But did you guys watch gameplay or anything?
The day the game got released is when they first announced the game, and yeah, they showed a trailer during the Microsoft Developer Direct showcase.
Yeah.
And so they appeared and they said, the game's here. Here's the trailer. That was it. That was all anyone ever knew about this game. So yeah, everyone was on as much as a surprise as everyone. But
well, it's already on YouTube. That's why I was worrying, like wondering if you guys had seen any, like even like YouTube videos and stuff. There's already a lot out there. Usually when like a game just drops, there's like nothing on YouTube. Yeah, well, and I did look stuff up. Don't look at me like that. I am who I am.
But that's exactly my point, and not just people trying to make content either, but just like it got, I think, really all of its hype in all of its actual volume of people playing it because of the fact that they just shadow dropped it. So everyone was like, I got to check this out. This just came out. And I don't know, it just feels like everyone's afraid to say anything bad about it. It's very weird to me.
Well, it's not so much that. It's just, of course, the whole console war, a bunch of Sony fanboys were going on Metacritic and bombing this game, saying, sure, like, oh, this is Game Pass fodder, blah, blah, blah. Forspoken just came out for PlayStation, and it's been getting very mediocre reviews. So, of course, a lot of Sony fanboys are upset that that game is getting mediocre reviews, but everyone's loving Hi-Fi Rush. So there's been this. So I think I agree. I think some people are now overcompensating of how much they love this game. I'm not one of those people. I legitimately do love this game. I thought this game was a ton of fun, and I want to keep playing it. So I don't think a lot of this this hype and excitement for this game is fake, because this game is a good game, Keith. You're just one of those people that just don't like it.
No, and I don't want to say fake. I just it's I don't know. There's just this weird like fascination with it that I find people are coming around with. It's very odd to me. I think it's a perfectly fine game. I think it would be better if it was just a game.
I feel like you can say that about like any like cult classic movie or TV show that you're like, I don't understand why everyone's hyped like with this. You know, I like there's some charm about this that I feel like people really gravitate towards.
But like, do you think this is like a $70 game too?
No, $70?
I don't think so.
How much do you think this?
$30, I would say.
Yeah. So you saw, this is a $30 game.
Oh, I didn't. I'm just saying that's what I would guess. It's a fair price for it.
This is a $30
That's a good
game.
price.
Yeah, I think it's a very good price because it's a decent sized game. You're looking at 10.5 hours for main story and about 14 hours for completionist. Well, I feel like the completionist hours is wrong because if you want to get all the achievements, you literally have to play the game multiple times, and it's gonna take way longer than that. But yeah, even on Steam, on PC, it's $30. So I'm impressed. Like, this is a really well made game, especially for $30. But do you think Microsoft will shadow drop any other games? Like, do you think this is going to be a strategy now?
I mean, I think it's hard because it really depends on the developers, right? Like, Tango had to make sure that everyone who worked on this game and knew about this game didn't go out and start saying things about it. One of the articles I was reading was them talking about how, like, you know, everyone was wicked excited about it internally. So you have this big hype going on that nobody can talk about. So I don't know. Maybe, but you'd have to have a group of people who can work on a game and not say anything about it for it to happen.
I kind of like the idea because, I mean, you look at, so obviously like the creators of Stardew Valley, or the creator, there's only one guy, right?
Yeah.
He's coming out with a new game, and I see like little things about it here and there, and I am not a patient person. Just in entirety, I'm not patient.
Yeah.
And so for me, like, video games take years to make. It's not like you're waiting for the next season of a TV show. And so for me, it's just like, if it really randomly came out, like this amazing game that I'm going to love, it's just like all of a sudden it's there. I'm going to be so excited.
Yeah.
But yeah, when I hear like, oh yeah, it's coming out like sometime next year, that's when I'm just like, oh, come on.
That's my ultimate, I think what I'm trying to get at too is that it's not that people only love it because it's shadow dropped. It's that, like, no one has anything bad to say about it because they only want to see the good in it. Like, when you see trailers for games or movies for years and you're waiting, you have these such high expectations and pre-built expectations on what it's going to be that it almost never is going to live up to that. Sometimes they do. It's not a completely never, but it's just, there's all these things you're like, oh, well, I thought this was going to happen. Or, you know, as they're going through and all these things they tell you were going to happen didn't happen. You know, maybe Halo was supposed to have a battle royale when it dropped, and now here we are 2 years later, and they might get one. Like, it sets up so much room for disappointment that there's like nothing bad to say about it. It's just like, oh, we love it because we just enjoy the game and appreciate it for what it is. And it's because it came out as a shadow drop that it's easy to do that.
Yeah, no, that's
it's like it's like rose-colored glasses in a way. Is kind of my point.
I see where you're coming from because it is true. Like, when you're seeing trailers, like, hey, this is, because that's the thing too. A lot of game developers like, this is alpha footage. Like, this is way early in production, but obviously people are still like, oh, the graphics suck, and it's like, well, it's alpha footage. Like, it's not ready. So that's one thing that was kind of nice is this game. It didn't give us this hype. Like, this game probably could have been delayed numerous times, but we just don't know that because it was never announced. And then boom, here it is. No bugs, good graphics, like, runs smooth, ton of fun. So yeah, we had no expectations. So it may be, like, you may be right, if there may be extra excitement for this game because there was no expectations of it. But you can't also shadow drop every game because, like I said, I see people saying like, oh, Starfield's going to get shadow dropped. You can't keep shadow dropping games because, like, Starfield's such a big game. People ask off of work for that. And if you just like shadow drop a massive game like that, people are going to get angry.
Oh, so
it's
mad.
like, so like, it's kind of a double-edged sword of like shadow dropping a game and not shadow dropping a game, because yeah, people want to get hype and see a game and see how it's coming along and be excited for it, ask work off, you know, so they can play that game all day. But then, yeah, as you said, Keith, then you have these false expectations because, yeah, like Starfield is the same case when they're showing it, but then people are like, oh, the frame rates are awful, like graphics. So it got delayed even more. But I don't know. I loved that this game was shadow dropped. To me, this was a perfect game to do this.
Which is
well,
weird,
and I think I agree with that too. Is that it's about the style of the game. this hugs that line of it's above an indie, but it's definitely not a triple A, right? So it's like it's in that
Double A.
perfect medium to do it. Yeah, like you could do this with an indie game, but nobody would care. But Tango is just big enough without being triple A that everyone's like, "Whoa, new Tango game that we had no idea was going to happen. I need to check that out." And I think too, because it was so opposite of everything they've done, like you talked about, it just adds to that ever more like, whoa, like this, they perfected it because it's the opposite of what they do.
But I feel like maybe it's because we're not really like this, but I mean, how often are people disappointed in like games that they're really looking forward to?
All the time.
I mean, it happens every once in a while with us though, but not very often.
Oh no. Unless you have not been playing games long enough.
With you though, for the podcast, I feel like you're never like where I was. I mean, it's happened a couple times I can think of.
Yeah, it's been a couple times, but
I'd say the vast majority, you're not like, oh, I'm so disappointed.
Yes, but I'm more of a level-headed person, and people on the internet are not level-headed people.
No, but that's what I'm saying. It's like it's hard for me to, see why people would be so disappointed in a game that they're just like ripping it on the internet.
I think oh, sorry, Liz.
No, go ahead.
No, I cut you off. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I don't think I was going to say anything important. I don't remember.
But I think a lot of critics can be like that too, without even being aggressive. It's just, it's their job. They have to pick games apart. And so if they have 2 years of reference material to go off when reviewing a game of all of the things they were promised and told about a game, and then they played it for 5 hours, well, the 5 hours was really low weighted on that actual review. Whereas if you saw 15 minutes of it at Developer Direct and then you go play 5 hours of it, now your only experience is 5 hours of the game, and all you have to talk about is your experience playing it, which I even would argue the first 5 hours for me were perfectly enjoyable. It was really when I started to get towards the end that I just got tired of it.
I don't know. For me, I didn't get tired of it. I want to keep playing more. But another quick thing too. But I know a lot of people were kind of praising and like all excited of like, it's kind of cool. Ever since Microsoft acquired some of these studios, these like companies have made these kind of interesting games. But I got kind of disappointed. Like I always thought this was Microsoft greenlighting these games and stuff like that. Because, you had Bleeding Edge from Ninja Theory, that first-person multiplayer game. You had Grounded from Obsidian, Pentiment from Obsidian. And then you have this from Tango Gameworks. Like every one of those games was very different from that studio. But I saw Tango Gameworks was actually making this game before even Microsoft acquired them. So like some of these games just like, oh, so technically Microsoft didn't really do anything to make this game go. They just didn't cancel it when they acquired the studio. So that kind of made me sad. But it's still awesome that I love that these studios are doing this. And I'm assuming Microsoft obviously is still going to support them because like it's great that these developers that, like I said, they do horror games. Tango Gameworks did horror games, and then it's just like, here's this super bright, fun, colorful game that's kind of aimed for just about anyone. But,
which they made a joke about in
the
game.
Yeah, they did.
Something that you mentioned earlier, Andrew, graphically, this game is really cool.
I love the graphics.
It incorporates the
colors.
comic book style.
Yeah.
And then of course, like I said, I love cute robots. Everything it's very easy to read. Like, I mean, there's arrows. They make jokes about the arrows in this game.
Yeah.
That are
There's a robot whose job is to lay arrows, and he's like, I have the best job in the world. Like, I help people find their way. Yeah, it's pretty funny.
So
did you catch the one where Vandelay trademarked the arrow?
No.
Yeah, I actually think I took a screenshot of it because it made me laugh. Yeah, it's this whole thing about how they trademarked the arrow. So every time you see an arrow, you can say, that's a Vandelay arrow.
That's pretty funny. I love the humor in this game. A lot of it's really kind of subtle, but it's just great. Like all the robots you kind of talk to and interact with the way, they all have just funny characteristics to them. All very well designed. I think all the robots are really cool looking. But yeah, the colors in this game. If you have a really nice bright TV, which we just got one just in time for it, the colors just pop.
Which I'm glad that we did, because it's funny because Andrew's brother came over and we knew we had like a dead spot on our TV. We had this when we were dating. This year is going to be year 5 of us being married.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
But we've had this TV for over 7 years.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We had it when we were dating. We didn't realize that there were complete blue zones on our TV until his brother was watching football on it, and there was that little face in the corner, and he's like, "Guys, his face is completely blue," and we were like,
"Looks like a
maybe
Smurf.
it's time to get a new TV." So yeah, I thought that was actually really funny, and this game is like the perfect game to play after getting a new TV.
Yeah.
And then of course, music. They have so many amazing bands, which they have that feature where you can, if you're a streamer, you can turn
off copyright music. Yeah.
Yes, because there's a lot of well-known bands that pop up.
Which, yeah, the music is supposed to be music being played from your character's MP3 player, but it's like, let's be honest, everyone has at least one embarrassing song on their MP3 player. Like, what if you're playing and all of a sudden this guy's like Baby Shark going on? You have to play a level with Baby Shark.
That actually would be pretty awesome.
I mean, Keith, it's got J-Lo, Jenny from the Block. That's your fun.
I listen to a lot of JoJo Siwa these days. Our 4-year-old loves JoJo, so I listen to. I mean, I can sing along with some of the deep cuts. At this point, I'm that good. But yeah, I think that would have been a wicked nice touch.
Yeah, because I feel like everyone has a catchy pop song or something on their music player that's embarrassing.
I read this book where I don't even think it was a good book, but I remember this part where they had this like they were talking about this app in the book where you could listen to like people's like what they're listening to. So whether
Spotify.
No, but you. No,
Spotify does that.
Wait, so like say like for instance a celebrity is listening to certain music, you can like go to their Spotify and listen to what they're listening to?
No,
you have to like turn on sharing to like have it show what you're listening to. But yeah, I'm sure all influencers would definitely have that on.
I didn't know that was a thing, so I was like, oh, what a nifty idea. Okay, but anyway, so I'm like, I could never do that. Because, like, Andrew, you wouldn't even know some of the music that.
Yeah, Liz, what's one of your embarrassing songs? Come on, give us one.
I'll save that for another day.
No, come on. This is a perfect episode. Well, I mean, called Keith on his.
Yeah, I mean, in my Jenny from the Block, real life example was because I was driving to work one day and I was listening to that, and Aaron Drew's brother Aaron saw on my Spotify now playing was that Jenny from the Block, and he started roasting me for it. So I got to work and opened up some text messages to being roasted.
Come on, Liz, give us one.
I can't think of anything right now.
Yeah, you can. You definitely can because you're smiling.
I can't think of anything.
Yes, you can.
I'm a terrible liar.
I know you are.
This is the real reason Liz doesn't want to do a video podcast because she knows she can't lie.
Aren't you glad that you're married to someone who can't lie? We were playing that werewolf game, the board game with our friend Mason.
You're trying to change the subject.
Every single time I was the werewolf, he would know. It's because
Come on, Liz. Change the subject.
I can't think of anything.
Yes, you can. Give me your phone. I'll pull one out.
I will change my... Do I have a password on my phone? I mean...
Maybe, but I know it.
I'll change it so you don't know it.
Come on, Liz.
Do
you know... Can you name one of mine?
No, there's a CD that I need to find that your friend made for our wedding. No. With that song.
No. That's not embarrassing. That's a song I hate.
No, but I'm going to find it after this episode.
Liz, come on. Name a song. Mine's easy. Bulletproof by La Rue.
Oh, yeah. I remember. I remember that. Yeah.
Love that song. It's so catchy. Yeah. But come on, Liz.
Do you know what? I think Piper really does get her stubbornness.
But the achievements are
not good.
I wouldn't recommend it for achievement hunters. No, the achievements aren't bad. But there is one thing I didn't like. So I noticed it at the end. So there's an achievement to beat the game on easy, normal, hard, very hard, and Rhythm Master. Those are not proactive. So I beat the game on hard, and I did not get the achievements for beating it on easy or normal. So you literally have to beat the game on easy, normal, hard, very hard, and master Rhythm Master.
I like that you say no. Like, I can't have an opinion on what I think about the achievements. You're just like, I'm like, oh, no.
Well, you said bad, and they're not bad. Because besides that, I actually like the achievements. I thought they were fun. A lot of them are progression-based. And like to me, they, for the most part, weren't hard. There was just some where it's like collecting a lot of things. But no,
I
you
still
can't.
didn't like them. It does. You can't negate the fact that I don't like them. So looking at achievements, Andrew, you beat the game once. You got 340 with 29 out of 61 achievements. Keith, 155 with 16 achievements, and I'm at 190 with 19 achievements.
Yeah.
So I feel like if I put in over 10 hours in the game. I actually don't know the amount of time, but 190 for like.
Yeah, it's not crazy high score.
That's
I mean,
why I'm like, they're not good for me.
but like, I'm close to getting a bunch of them because a lot of them, like I said, progression. And if we had more time, like if we weren't doing this podcast, I actually could see myself trying to 1,000 this game. Like I was enjoying it that much. I could actually see myself trying to 1,000 it.
That's pretty nuts.
But let's get into our final thoughts here. For me, like I said, I loved Hi-Fi Rush. I think this game's a ton of fun. I would recommend everyone at least try it because, like I said, even if you're not good with rhythm, there is a lot of accessibility options for this game. I think the story is just a ton of fun. I love the characters. It's just well written. The voice acting. We didn't even talk about the voice acting. The voice acting's great, except for Liz's one character. She didn't like the Corsica.
It's not that I didn't like it. I just it was a mashup between like a character on a movie that I've seen and like Scottish. It was weird. I've never heard an accent like that before.
Yeah, it is a little weird, but
besides, it might have been her real accent. I don't know, but I just I've never heard anything like it.
But man, the writing and the voice acting though overall is so good because there was moments of the dialogue, like the fight with Corsica. Like there's a couple of moments I was cracking up laughing because of the dialogue. So yeah, the voice acting is top notch. The music's fun. I wasn't crazy about the platforming. I found the platforming a little tedious, mostly running around and collecting things. But to me, Hi-Fi Rush was just a blast. It was a fun ride, and I'm going to keep playing it. I'm giving it a 93.
I don't know. It's so weird because I don't really think it's a bad game in any way. And I think that my biggest hang up really comes to the fact that I don't think it plays well as what it's trying to be as a rhythm hack and slash game. Maybe it's just that my rhythm is totally that bad. I don't know. I know I didn't play on a difficulty that increased the timing. I just played with normal timing. I just found that it was a hack and slash game that I don't know, heavily on music, great, that's fine, but take the rhythm aspect out of it and make them more quick time events. Overall, it just to me felt like I was running around battle to battle, getting myself to the next time that I was just going to mash X and Y and try to do it in rhythm while feeling like I can't because I'm always overwhelmed. There's just too much going on. I think it's a fine game. I don't know. Check it out because it is good and you might like it and you probably will. Everyone else seems to. I think I'm just the one person on the internet who didn't truly love it, I guess. I think it's. I gotta say like an 83 because it's really just the fighting that I think I hate the most. I was gonna say 78, but everything else is really good enough about it because the writing is good, it's entertaining, it's good graphically, it's good musically, it's good all those things. I just didn't think the battling was good, and that's the gameplay. So yeah, 83 and a pass.
I feel like my score seems a bit high for like the level I like it, but I gave it extra points. Oh, I give it 90. I gave it extra points too because I was really lazy about actually trying out the different combos. Like I bought them and then I just stuck to the same ones, and it was my own laziness. But I thought it was really funny. Love the characters and the cutscenes, and I just felt like there was a lot that I liked in each of the categories that we kind of judge games on. So I don't know, it seems high, but yeah, I'm gonna give it a 90. And then looking at Metacritic, 88 and 9.1. So I mean, that's pretty good. Yeah. And I noticed too that our fourth and silent co-host is playing the games that we've done like after we record. I've noticed that. So like he's like, do
you think he's listening to us?
Oh,
Man,
I doubt
I hope
that.
so.
He's given a lot of zeros to games that we have played. But yeah, I looked at his thing because like there's so many reviews for this. I'm like, I'm just going to go to his and see if he played it. And I noticed that a couple of the games that he's played this month, we've recorded in the past. So.
Oh.
Interesting. We're on to you, bud. Keep being angry. It's so funny. I actually saw a Reddit post where someone was going through somebody's Steam library, and it's just all of like the top rated games. It's like do not recommend, low rating, bad game, awful. But it didn't look like any of the reviews were in French, so I don't think it's our same friend. But apparently there's other people out there who just hate every single
video
thing,
games,
but keep playing them for some reason.
It's so weird.
It's a weird trait.
All right, but I think that's going to do it for us this week. So thank you all so much for joining us. If you have any game recommendations, please email at us at gamepassgrabbing@gmail.com, or you can hit us up on our Facebook or Twitter, or message us on Xbox Live. But we're at GBGB Pod, Facebook and Twitter. I've been your hardcore gamer host, Angie. You can find me on Xbox Live at Firebird01952. As I said before, if there's anything you want us to do to improve this podcast, if you want us to do merch, Patreon, or a Discord, I was thinking of maybe starting a Discord because a lot of people want to play with us, and heck, I would love to play with a lot of you guys, but it's kind of hard to coordinate times, so we might get a Discord started. That might help us out. But yeah, we'll let you guys know. Just let us know what you want from us.
I've been Keith, and you know what I hate? I hate streamer mode. If the game paid for the licenses to that music, then that should entitle me to also play that music while I'm streaming. I get that I can't play it through like my own Spotify or whatever, but I just think it's a really stupid thing. It's not on the developers. It's not on the studio. I don't blame them. I just think it's really, really dumb, and they shouldn't have to do it. And that's my outro.
It is weird because it's like kind of a weird thing to see, like think of like if I went over to a friend's house and I was watching him play this video game, are you technically breaking copyright laws right there?
I guess so. I don't know.
Like how is having it just like on Twitch or whatever extra bad?
Probably
making other people see it.
Probably something about broadcasting it or I don't know, monetizing it. It's stupid, and like I said, I don't blame the studios or the developers. It's a dumb, weird copyright law thing, and I think it shouldn't matter. But that's like I said, that's how I'm gonna end this.
Yeah.
I'm Liz the Noob, gamertag.com, and I'm Dean. I'm on Twitter at Liz Noob, Izzy.
All right, everyone. We love you all, but we're going to rush on out of here.